So apparently, somebody or some group paid for a pro-life advertisement on ABC News. And the only reason I know this, because I don't watch ABC News, is because I've been caring for my grandmom lately, and she watches ABC News. But they had the pro-life commercial, and it was these women's talk. They had a bunch of women talking about how they regret having an abortion, and it cuts off like too quickly, and you could tell that whoever's controlling the feed didn't like that it was a pro-life commercial. So whoever paid for that commercial should get their money back because they cut the commercial short on purpose. You see these people with their sick, twisted agenda. And also, do you see how nutty the left has been lately? They keep screaming about how it's a woman's choice to take another human being's life, and they keep screaming about how Dr. Oz and how all these evil so-called Republicans, even though I'm not even sure if they were originally Republicans until the left went full crazy. But anyways, that's besides the point. That they're screaming about abortion rights, abortion rights, abortion rights, abortion rights. That's all I've been seeing for commercials on ABC News in South Jersey from the Democrat side. These people are crazy. John Fetterman and Andy Kim are completely nuts. But don't worry, New Jersey, Andy Kim's probably going to get reelected because there's a bunch of drug addicts and pedophiles that'll vote for him. Oh, yeah, I love how he has his kids always in his commercials, too. This is a guy that's part of a political party that brags about killing babies. Twisted, man. Twisted. They're psychotic people like Madonna that scream about, I'm gonna blow up the White House because Donald Trump won in 2016, and then we're gonna create a fake Russia collusion hoax to sabotage the presidency. But that's not even what really happened in 2020. We know what happened in 2020. There was tampering with the military ballots. They allowed people to vote for other people. You know? Congrats. Oh, and they get the drug addict vote. Yay, you win the drug addict vote, Democrats. Yay, congratulations. You see Joe Biden, his brain's barely functioning. He's pooping his pants in the White House. He's an embarrassment. He can barely speak at all. And then he forgets where he's at all the time. He's always caught on camera wandering around like an idiot. And he can't even speak at all. What an embarrassment the Democrat Party is. You know, your supporters are drug addicts. Your supporters are abortionists. Your supporters are pedophiles. And then you even have people on the left that make excuses for the pedophiles, saying they didn't choose to like children. They were just born that way. Yeah. You know, these people are so twisted. So fucking twisted. And let this freaking video trigger these nut jobs on YouTube. They'll probably remove my channel again. Just like they got rid of my channel that had over 1,000 subscribers. Because the left doesn't like when people tell the truth about these nut jobs. Oh yeah, and part of the ABC News broadcast I caught, just because my grandmom watches it. My grandmom, I love her, but she's 92 years old. Her brain functions just as well as Joe Biden's brain functions. And she doesn't even know what's going on most of the time. She's watching it, and they even got her convinced that it's a woman's choice to take a human being's life. But then when me and my dad explained to her what's going on and stuff like that, and how they're allowing these late-term abortions to happen when there's no pregnancy complications, like in states like New York. My grandma's like, oh, that's wrong. My grandmom gave birth to 8 different human beings. My grandma would never take the life of another human being. She didn't take the life of any of her children. And I'm not blaming women that had abortions, because you know what? I can see how they've been brainwashed to view and not respect human life, because that's just what's going on in this country. It's only this country that happens in. Every other country has normal abortion rights and stuff like that. It's not where you're going to be killing a baby late into the pregnancy when there's no pregnancy complications. It's just in our country where that's normal for some reason. In certain states, specifically shitty states like New York. You know, New York, that where the crime rate has gone up under Joe Biden's administration because the Democrat politicians the Democrat prosecutors keep releasing these criminals back on the streets who kill people. then you got Democrat cops that are representing John Fetterman. I seen a Democrat cop in one of his commercials that were saying, John Fetterman only releases nonviolent criminals, just potheads. And that's bullshit. And also, potheads, crackheads, meth heads, drug addicts in general can be violent people. Drug addicts and drug dealers are violent people. When somebody doesn't pay a drug dealer, what do you think that drug dealer does? He goes, chases them down, and beats the shit out of them, or has a gun and tries to get the money from them. It's like the mafia. Except the mafia, well, specifically the Italian mafia, weren't bad people. They were the ones that were trying to keep drugs off the streets. You know, the Italian mafia gets the bad rap and stuff like that. But if you want to know the true story about the Italian mafia, it's not the one that you might think it is. It's not. They were about getting that shit off the street, most of them. You should look up the research on them. A lot of the fucking Italian mafias, a lot of them were Catholics and Christians, whatever, but they weren't bad people. Like, maybe some of them were scumbags, but they're not as bad as the people are nowadays, you know? Anyways, I'm not going to even upload this video because I'm barely awake right now. I haven't slept. And I'm probably sounding very incoherent like Mr. Dementia. Mr. Creepy Fuck in the White House has been caught on camera groping and sniffing underage girls' hair, groping them by their tatas. But hey, we think that's normal in this country, apparently, because people normalize pedophilia and people being attracted to minors, sick fucks in this country, and fucking drug addicts and fucking abortionists. That's what makes up America, right? Let's see what happens in November. Let's see how mentally ill this country is. We'll find that answer out in November, but who the hell knows? Maybe people can vote multiple times, just like they did in 2020. You can tamper with the military ballots, and the media won't even cover it. You won't hear fucking so-called right-wing Fox News talk about the tampering with military ballots. You won't hear it from the mainstream media. It's all owned by the left, the psychotic left that obsesses over abortion rights. You won't hear about the military votes that were tampered with, where there's women that have spoken up about the 2020 election. Back in 2020, November when it happened, they said that somebody was tampering with the military ballots, but nobody's covering that fucking story, or nobody's covering the story where the fact that they sent out ballots to every single fucking person in this fucking country, and people were voting for other people. Like, we really think that fucking 82 million people voted for that jackass in the White House? Are you fucking kidding me? The guy who shows signs of dementia, where he has anger problems, vilifies half the country. That fucking clown. When did Trump vilify half the fucking country? Oh, that's right. He never fucking did. Never did. You can't even point to a fucking time he did that. It was the left that was constantly vilifying him, like they did with Bush. They acted like Bush was the worst thing in the world. Like there was a difference between Bush and Al Gore when there really fucking wasn't. Oh, Al Gore is for climate change style. Fucking idiots, I swear to God, in this country. Wanna know why they're fucking idiots? Because they're getting high all the time. Drug addicts. That's your fucking political party. Oh, and the people that pretend to give a shit about the environment, why they smoke crack and get high on drugs. They care about the environment. Fuck you.